So these are signs. Now, the other, I think that Allahu A'lam, we can extrapolate and take an ishara from this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. I think one of the possible meanings of this hadith is that if you look at the word amma is actually a very positive word. In fact, we call the female is called Ammatullah, like the male is called Abdullah. If the amma is a servile creature, then the Rabba is the one who is the master. Now, the idea of the mistress giving birth to the master, if you look at the Arabic words for Hadara, for Darul Islam, for the Thaqafa, for Ma'rifa, most of these words you will find are feminine in nature. And the word actually for civilization, which is Ummah or Hadara, is a feminine word. Now, one of the things that has happened in recent time, and I would say modern history, because modern history in a sense begins with the Renaissance, is that the Muslim Ummah gave birth to Europe, quite literally. In other words, Europe was a completely abject, servile, ignorant society that had no knowledge whatsoever, and through the knowledge that was transmitted by the Muslims literally gave birth to a civilization that becomes the master of the Muslims. In other words, it's the Muslims who empowered Europeans and secondarily Americans to literally become the masters of the Islamic Ummah. And we're living in an age where the Amma of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the civilization that was in servitude to Allah, is now the slave of the arrogant, mutakabbira, this arrogant and proudful European civilization, which has no submission to the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and is in fact in absolute and utter rebellion to the traditions of the prophets. And extraordinarily enough, they have divorced themselves entirely from their own Christian tradition. And they mock their own prophets on their television programs and their comedians who make fun. الَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا آيَاتِي وَرُسُلِي هُزُوًا. They take my signs and my messengers, not just the messenger of Allah, but Isa alayhi salam, and Musa alayhi salam, and Ibrahim alayhi salam, and Maryam, and all of the prophets. And this is not something you can just turn on your television and see them mocking these great human beings. So this is the type of environments in which we're in, where literally Islam gave birth to a civilization that would take over and supersede the Islamic civilization and treat it like some abject servants that it orders about. And now in every single Muslim country, you see the servants, these pathetic, barbaric people who are ruling the masses of Muslims, who are in abject servitude to their masters in the Pentagon and in Langley and in Washington, D.C., and in London and in Paris and in Tokyo. This is the pathetic condition of the Ummah. So we literally see where this Ummah has now become an Amma. And the Amma is this Rabba, which is Western civilization, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best.